The sound of roaring motorcycle engines filled the evening air as a gang of bikers pulled up to a convenience store on the corner of Maple Street. The crowd outside parted nervously. Everyone knew better than to mess with these leather-clad riders. But then, something unexpected happened. A little boy, barely 7 years old, stumbled out of the store, clutching a single piece of candy in his trembling hand. His clothes were torn, his face pale, and his small stomach growled loud enough for those nearby to hear. Before anyone could stop him, the boy ran straight up to the biggest biker in the group, dropped to his knees and cried out, "Please arrest me. I stole this candy. I haven't eaten for 4 days." The crowd gasped. The store owner froze, unsure what to do. The bikers, known for their intimidating presence, looked at one another in shock. Nobody expected a starving child to beg them for punishment. Whispers spread through the crowd. Why would he ask them to arrest him? Where are his parents? Why hasn't he eaten in 4 days? What started as a routine stop at a gas station turned into a heart-wrenching moment that would reveal truths no one was ready for. That night, the bikers thought they were just stopping for fuel and snacks. Instead, they were about to uncover a story of hunger, neglect, and resilience that would change not only the boy's life, but their own forever. The boy's name was Ethan. He was only 7, but life had forced him to grow up faster than any child should. His father had abandoned the family months ago, and his mother, struggling with illness, barely, managed to keep the lights on in their rundown apartment. For days, Ethan had tried to help. He searched trash bins, begged neighbors for scraps, and even drank water to quiet the gnawing emptiness in his stomach. But when his mother collapsed from weakness, he realized there was no food left. And no money either. The store near Maple Street had always been his safe place. The shelves stacked with chips, bread, and candy were like a dream he could never touch. But desperation changes everything. That evening, Ethan walked inside with trembling hands. He didn't want to steal, he knew it was wrong, but hunger is louder than morals. His eyes landed on a single candy bar, the cheapest thing he could find. Maybe it wasn't real food, but it was something. He slipped it into his pocket. The moment he turned, the cashier shouted, "Hey, what do you think you're doing, kid?" The room went silent. Customers stared. Ethan's heart pounded like a drum. He didn't run, didn't fight. Instead, he burst into tears, rushed outside, and fell to his knees before the bikers, begging them to take him away. The store owner followed, pointing angrily. "This boy's a thief! Someone needs to teach him a lesson." But Ethan's words silenced everyone. "Please, don't blame the store. Blame me, I just didn't want to die hungry." The bikers, men with tattoos, heavy boots, and fierce reputations, stood frozen. Their leader, Ryder, crouched down, removing his leather gloves. His deep voice softened. "Kid, why would you ask us to arrest you?" Ethan sniffled, clutching the candy bar to his chest. "Because in jail they give you food, right? At least there. I won't starve." The crowd gasped again. Some people shook their heads, muttering judgmental words. "Where's this kid's family? Probably just another troublemaker." But Ryder looked deeper. He saw the hollow cheeks, the faint bruises, the way Ethan's tiny body shook. This wasn't a thief, this was a survivor. The store owner snapped, "I want him punished! Thieves can't just get away with it." Ryder rose to his full height, towering over the man. "Punished? For what, being hungry? For trying to stay alive? You should be ashamed." The tension grew heavy. The bikers, once feared, now became protectors in the eyes of the crowd. Ethan finally whispered, "Please, just take me somewhere safe. I can't go back home. There's nothing there but an empty fridge and my sick mom." Those words broke Ryder's heart. Ryder turned to his crew. "We ride tonight, but not for trouble." For him, they carried Ethan to their bikes, much to the shock of the crowd. One of the riders bought bags of food from the store, bread, milk, canned soup, and placed them gently in Ethan's arms. Instead of punishment, Ethan received kindness. Instead of judgment, he received compassion. The bikers roared through the streets, escorting Ethan home. When they reached his apartment, they saw the heartbreaking truth. His mother, pale and weak, lying on the couch with barely enough energy to stand. Tears welled up in her eyes when she saw strangers bringing food. I didn't know how to help him anymore." Ryder knelt beside her. "Ma'am, no child should ever have to beg for food. You're not alone anymore." The bikers spent hours fixing things, cooking meals, repairing broken furniture, even pooling money together for medicine. For once, their leather jackets and tattoos weren't symbols of fear. but of hope. By the end of the night, Ethan sat at the table with a full belly for the first time in days. His eyes sparkled with gratitude as he looked at Ryder. "You didn't arrest me," Ethan said quietly. "You saved me." Ryder ruffled his hair. "Kid, sometimes the world doesn't need more cops. It needs more people who care." The bikers checked on Ethan and his mom in the days that followed, making sure they had food, medicine, and safety. The store owner, shamed by what happened, even apologized and started a small fund to help struggling families in the neighborhood. That night, the lesson spread beyond Maple Street. People realized that sometimes the scariest people in town can have the kindest hearts. And Ethan? He never had to beg for food again. Because that day, a hungry little boy didn't find punishment. He found a family.